Ron Johnson is a Republican senator from Wisconsin. He's currently running against Russ Feingold for re-election. And he went on a radio show and spoke about climate change. So he said the following. Obviously, man affects the environment, and we should do everything we can to maintain a clean environment. But you need an affluent society. You need a strong economy. Let's not shoot ourselves in the foot with policies. I've never denied climate change. It has always changed, always will. The sun has the primary effect on weather and climate on planet Earth, so I'm just not a climate change alarmist. Mankind has actually flourished in warmer temperatures. I just think the question always is, what is the cost versus the benefit of anything we do to try and clean up our environment? I'm highly concerned about the climate alarmists that are going to spend a lot of money and have no impact whatsoever on the climate, but have a great deal of harm on our economy. Climate has already changed, always will. I'm just not an alarmist. We will adapt. How many people are moving up toward the Antarctica or the Arctic? Most people move down to Texas or Florida, where it's a little bit warmer. Yeah, it's deep, man. Such a deep thought. Maybe climate change is good. Hey, man, who doesn't like warmer weather? You know what I'm saying? Everybody moves to Florida. They don't move to the Arctic. Come on, be reasonable here. Oh, God, people who are this scientifically ignorant, having this much power, scares the shit out of me. Because everything he's saying is just like some shit your dumbass uncle would say at the Thanksgiving dinner table. Oh, yeah, you know what? I think it's all a hoax, and actually, maybe it's not a hoax. Maybe it's happening, but the climate's always changed, and maybe the warmer weather's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing. It's like they've never read anything that's actually scientific on it and digested the facts. They don't want to listen to the experts. I got it. I know enough. I figured it out. I mean, that's like such rigid, gross thinking. Like, fucking learn. Read some shit that's not authored by ExxonMobil. And by the way, while we're on the topic, from the oil and gas industry in his career, Ron Johnson has raised $436,775. I wonder if that influences his worldview. I can't figure it out. It obviously influences his worldview. But there you have it. This is where we're at with a senator in 2016. Meanwhile, we just covered the story. We passed the point of no return, bitch. We're permanently over 400 parts per million. That's the tipping point. And this guy's like, yeah, maybe it's good. They don't care. They just embrace their ignorance, and they're paid by the oil companies. And also understand, when they argue, it'll hurt the economy to do what the liberals want. It would help the economy. What you're doing is the functional equivalent of fighting to keep the Morse code industry or the horse and buggy industry in control. It's a dying industry. It's got to go away, in this case, for the survival of humanity when it comes to oil and gas. He's like, no, I take money from them, so I have to fight for them. The Morse code is better than the telephone. The horse and buggy is better than the car. Because I'm paid to say this, I'm going to say this. Okay, but you're wrong. And we have an economic boom just waiting to happen with renewable green technology, and you're too dumb to realize it. So learn the facts and understand this isn't something we can afford to drag our feet on anymore. The sea levels are going to rise. There's going to be wars over fresh water in some countries. There's going to be an increase in food prices because of famine and drought. You have all these horrible things, increase in natural disasters. At the end of the day, it's going to cost trillions of dollars to deal with climate change. And these guys say, man, maybe it's a good thing because ExxonMobil pays me to say it's a good thing. Well, I can't wait for Ron Johnson to lose. And by the way, he's down in the polls right now to Russ Feingold, who's a real progressive.